All right, all right, all right. We are in the house. Got started a few minutes late. Actually had to restart Chrome. So I'm going to let you guys jump on. I know we've got like 19 people registered for this particular class. And so we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a really great time together. So let me make sure our chat box is up so you guys can feel free to ask me any questions that you have while we're going along. Yep, that's working fine. And you can see me okay. Great. So how's everybody's week been? Hopefully you guys have been doing great. Sam is in the house. What's up, Sam? Good morning, brother. Yeah, we're gonna have a really good call today. We're going to continue. We're tracking down the path with Triple My Listings. This is the book that we're studying. And I appreciate you guys spending time to hang out with me. Let's see, we got Mina. What's up? Mina's in the house. See a few others of you guys on. Let me see who else we got. Let me see if this thing will tell me. I'm not sure this thing tells me who. I can see that there's several of you on. Let me see if I have any. You see, yeah. Anyway, I'm still trying to figure this this live. It's here we go. Let me look. Sorry guys, I'm playing around here. Well, I see a bunch of you guys are on, but I can't see who it is that's on. But that it doesn't matter. Let me turn that off. Okay, so first thing I want to do is talk about mindset. So before Charles, hey Charles, what's up, man? Welcome to Mentorship Masters. Glad to have you on too, brother. We got Tamia. Tamia's in the house. She's saying good afternoon from Florida. Nice. We got a good bunch. So a lot of you guys have already commented that you're on, things are going. You're getting back into this live stream. Sorry that the other one dropped. You know, that's the beauty of doing these things live. You know, sometimes things happen and sometimes they don't. So I've got the comments pulled up right here so I could actually see what you guys are talking about. So let me see. I'm going to go into the right room so I can see the comments. How is the video, guys? Can you guys see me okay? Is the video all right? I haven't tested the video today. Hopefully we've got a really good feed, good connection. Let me know that you can see the video okay where you are, and because we just got dropped on this last one. So hopefully you guys can see it all right. If you can't or you can, let me know either way. Put a comment there. Let me know that things look good or that things don't look good. Okay, looking good. Great. Okay, thanks, Valerie. Appreciate that. All right, so what I want to do, all right, thanks to me. I appreciate you. So I want to do a couple of things before we get into triple. Again, sorry guys, the feed dropped on the last one, and that's the beauty of doing these things live. I like to do them live because I like to interact. I like to see you guys, and I like to hear what you guys are saying there in the chat. So I want to do two things before we get into our study of lead generation tactics. And the first thing I want to do is I want to do a little exercise. Those of you that can write, I want you to play along with this. Teresa Presley says all good. Mina's like she found me again. Yeah, we dropped connection, but we're back, guys. So I want to do a little exercise. And before I do that, though, I want to remind you guys that there are 8 pillars. Okay, 8 pillars that I teach, and those 8 pillars are these. Now you don't have to write this down because you already have this information in your portal, in your Mentorship Masters portal. You can pull up all this info. If you're new to our group, you can go back and listen to some of our previous coaching sessions together where I cover a lot of this information. So there are 8 key, what we call foundational pivot points, or key foundational pieces or keys. Some people even call them 8 keys to success. And this is what they are. Now, it starts with mindset, okay? So it's mindset, activities, people, systems, tools, money, accountability, and training. Okay. I'm going to say it again real quick. And again, you don't have to necessarily write these down. You can if you want to. If you're not driving, you can write these down. But it starts with its mindset, activities, people, systems, tools, money, accountability, and training. Okay. Now, with that in mind, the question that I have for you is, what percentage of your success? Now, this is just an exercise for you. Okay. You don't have to put this in the chat unless you want to. You can just write this down, or if you can't write where you are, you can be thinking this in your head. What percentage of your success is based on mindset? Okay, so mindset is at the very top of the 8 pillars. Okay, it starts with mindset. So just write down what percentage you believe that mindset is. Okay. And just write that down, and we're going to come back to that in a minute. The other thing I wanted to mention to you is about avatars. So I went to a coaching program. I actually have a coach. It was funny because I was texting with someone. I think it was Mina. I was texting yesterday. She had a question on a deal or something she's got going. And I just happened to mention about that I had a meeting with my coach, and she was like, you got a coach? What do you mean? You're Knolly Williams. Well, I got news for you guys. I've had a coach, and I don't know, I guess maybe I had shared with you guys, or maybe if you don't remember, I've had a coach since I was 8 months in the business. Okay. When I was 8 months in real estate, I started paying $1,000 a month for coaching. And it's one of the big reasons why I've had the kind of success that I've had. Now, I took over 1,000 listings my first 10 years, but I took over 100 listings a year for 10 years in a row. Now, how did that happen? Well, when I got into real estate, I did the math that I wanted to make 6 figures, but I didn't know that I wanted to do 100 deals a year. Okay, it wasn't even on my radar that I wanted to have that kind of production. But when I hired my first coach, I was, again, 8 months in the business, and she asked me what kind of production I had in mind. And so my goal at the time was I wanted to do 40 listings. I wanted to do 40 deals a year. So I wrote down my goal. Here's my goal: 40 deals a year. By the way, why don't you do that while we're talking about it? So you've already written down what percentage of success do you believe mindset is. Remember, on the 8 pillars. The next thing I want you to write. Okay. And for this exercise, let's just think numerics. Okay. What that means is, what is your monthly goal? And you might say something like, I want $5,000 a month, or I want $10,000 a month. Whatever your number is, write down your monthly number of what you want. Okay. Write that down, or have it in your head if you can't write right now. Robert Graham says, good morning. Sabu is in the house. Yeah, no, you're really here, Sabu. This is not a recording. You made it, brother. And then Mina, Mina told him you're here. Okay. Sabu says that mindset is 95%. He went ahead and put his in the chat. Okay, so let's talk about your numeric goals per month. What do you want? Now, you wrote that down. I remember one time I was hiring a guy to work on my team, and I asked him a question. I said, what do you want to make a month? And he what he told me? He said, Knolly, I want to make $10,000 a month. And you know what I did? I said, $10,000? I did like that. Now, y'all notice what I did. I learned that in coaching, by the way. It's a reaction that sometimes I'll do. And we learn how to use this in some very facetious ways that I don't continue to teach to this day, because I've become more conscious. I'll give you an example of how we so it's basically the technique is that you act surprised, you shake your head, and you move your head back. And if you want added effect, you wear a cowboy hat. Because when people see you do it, they're like, well, what I say? What did I say something wrong? I remember and I'll get back to my story, but I remember one time, this guy, it was another agent in my office named Arnold. And Arnold and I were rivals. Remember, you don't have any competition except you. You're the only competition that you have. But again, sometimes friendly competition is good. And that's one of the reasons I started posting the leaderboard, so you guys can see where you guys are at and y'all can start duking it out for that first position, right? Well, this guy named Arnold and I were kind of going button heads trying to be number one in the office. And we both wanted that number one slot. And so whenever we would go on listing appointments, a lot of times we would, because we worked expireds, we'd be going on the same meeting with the same people. And so they would say, by the way, I don't teach this, giving you an example of how we used to do it as kind of an aside. So I'd say, well, who else are you thinking about meeting with about the conversation of selling your home? I'd be sitting down with them and they say, if they told me they were meeting with more than one agent, and if they would tell me, sometimes they say, well, I'm meeting with this guy named Arnold. Arnold's, and I'd look like this, I'd say his full name. His name is Arnold Solis. He wouldn't mind me sharing the story. I say, Arnold Solis, how'd you happen to pick that agent? And I start shaking my head like that, right? Of course, I wasn't smiling when I did that. Arnold Solis, how'd you happen to pick that agent? I start doing like this. And they say, well, what's wrong with Arnold? I say, oh, no, nothing. And then I just go on with what I was talking about. Well, what it would do was it would plant a little bit of seed of doubt in their head. And they would like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't meet with that agent. That was one of the tricks we used to use way back in the day. It's all psychology, guys. I'm not teaching you guys to do this, but I'm just sharing with you, this is what I did with this guy. His name is Hollis. He came to work on my team. And I said, how much do you want to make a month? He said, $10,000. I said, $10,000? Man. I said, wouldn't 5,000 be okay? And he looked at me and he looked down. I still remember this to this day because it was funny. It's funny to watch it happen when you're I knew what I was doing, but he didn't. It was funny to watch it happen. He looked at me. He looked down for 2 seconds. Okay. And he started thinking. Now, listen to what I did. He told me what he wanted to make a month. I did this whole thing and I said, man, wouldn't 5,000 be okay? And he started thinking about it. Now, let me ask you a question. What happened when he started thinking about it? What happened? What took place? Put it there in the chat. What do you think? What do you think occurred when he started thinking about, I created a little seed of doubt and he started thinking about his answer. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Yeah, somebody else is saying LOL. Yeah, it's good stuff, guys. Tactics and techniques that I teach you guys that you have to use consciously. I can teach this kind of stuff to you guys because I know you'll use it consciously. You won't use it for the wrong, right? And so Boo says, yeah, he started to doubt. Sonia says he started doubting. Tamia says he started second guessing himself. Patty Lynn, he got realistic. Yeah. He felt defeated, is what Will says. And Charles says he doubted himself. So that's exactly what happened. So he's, and this is so funny because I could see it right now, like it was fresh, like if he's sitting in front of me right today. He looked up, he looked down, and he said, Knolly, 5,000 wouldn't work for me, but 6,000 would be okay. Okay, that's exactly what he did. Now, here's the thing. He gave himself a 40% pay cut in a 2-sentence conversation. He gave himself I didn't cut his pay. I didn't cut his amount. He gave himself a 40% pay cut, okay, with just one question that I posed with a little bit of doubt to it, and he gave himself a 40% pay cut, okay? Now, remember, this is a commission position. He could make whatever he wanted to, but that little seed, and in other words, what really happened, and it wasn't in my intention to plant a seed of doubt. My intention was this. My intention was to test, okay, just like Jesus was tested, okay? I wasn't tempting him. I was testing him. He said that he wanted this. Well, let's put that to the test. Is that really what you want? Okay. Remember, we had one of these roundtables where I said, some of you guys don't have a big enough why. You don't have a big enough why. You know, I've had people, I was coaching a gal this weekend. She said her why was her grandchildren. Okay. But she's not doing the work. So obviously her grandchildren is not a big enough why for her. There's no judgment on it. It doesn't mean that her grandchildren aren't important, that they're not great, that they're not the love of her life. It's just that that's not a big enough why for her. Why is it not a big enough why? Because her grandchildren have been her why for 6 months, and she's still not doing the action that it takes to achieve success. So obviously she needs a bigger why. Okay. And so this guy didn't have a big enough why, right? So sometimes when we have a goal and we sabotage ourselves, I was just, and remember, there's a subconscious mind and a conscious mind, okay? The subconscious mind of the Homo sapien governs 88% of all activities. We call them autonomic activities, okay? Everything that you do in every single day, you know, the thousands of blood cells that are created and the piece of bread that you ate that's converted into bone and blood and tissue, all those things, the breathing, all the things that happen, even the thinking, okay, the majority of your thinking occurs in the subconscious mind. And so what happens is, if the subconscious mind is not on board with the conscious mind and the two don't connect, you will not achieve the result that you say you want. It will not happen because you're in disharmony, okay? So when I did that little exercise, what I did was I showed that he wants 10,000. In his mind, he really only wants 6, yet he might only get 3. Okay, you see how that works? Might only get 3. Now, I used to have a teacher when I was in a program called Project Promise, trying to make promising students out of us. I was 19 years old. And he would always say, shoot for the stars, because at least you'll hit the treetops, right? Some people are just hitting the treetops, and what they're doing is they're only getting halfway up the tree. What you got to do, guys, is you got to shoot for the stars, because if you shoot for the stars and you hit the treetops, that might be pretty good. Like if you have a goal of making $500,000-$600,000 a year, you're definitely going to hit 6 figures, 200, right? So back to me, my story. When I came to my coach, and I started paying $1,000 a month. Now, did I have $1,000 a month? No. The question wasn't whether I had the money. The question is, what did I want to become? What did I want to do? What did I want to achieve? And I knew that I could not achieve it without the accountability. We'll talk about that in a later call, because that's a very conversation as well. So when my coach got a hold of me, she said, I hear you talking about 40 deals a year. She said, I don't see that. She said, I think you should be doing 100 deals a year, 100. And I looked at that. I was like, 100 deals a year. Now, remember, I was in my first year in real estate, 8 months in the business. I didn't even know that was possible. I'd never even seen anybody do that. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this is back in 2004. Okay. I'm thinking, there ain't no way I want to do 100 deals a year, because in my mind, I'm thinking that's going to be a lot of work. But what she told me was something I still remember to this very day. She said, Knolly, if you do 100 deals a year, I guarantee, because I've got a lot of clients that I coach that do 100 deals a year, and I guarantee you're going to work a lot less than if you do 40 deals a year. A lot less, probably half as much. And I just couldn't wrap my mind around that idea or that concept, but I believed that she knew what she was talking about, because she had coached so many other agents to success. And I said, you know what? I don't see it, but if that's what you say and that's what you believe, and that's what I'm going to believe, because I don't know any better, you know better than I do, I'm just going to take it as gospel and I'm going to roll. And that's what I did. I started making my goal. I made my goal 100 deals a year. And I did that for 10 years in a row. And it allowed me to have the lifestyle that is unbelievable. I mean, unfreaking believable. I mean, you're talking about, so this class that I just went to this past weekend, we did this exercise, which I'm going to share with you guys right now before we get into our main material. And I went ahead and signed up for a new coaching package, $25,000. That's what it cost. Okay. And how long is it? 1 year. I'm paying 25 grand. Yeah, I've already slid the credit card and did all that. Why? Because that 25,000. See, I've never not been in coaching since I hired my first coach. I've never not had a coach. Okay. So my coaches now, all my coaches that I'm paying now at this level are $2,500 a month. Okay. Now there's guys that are at much higher level than I am, and they're paying $5 grand a month. I mean, you don't even want to know how much it is to get Tony Robbins for 1 hour. 1 hour. Okay. So this is the kind of levels that you can start to play at when you want to start hitting higher levels of production. Now let's go through the exercise we did together. I had you guys write down what percentage of your success do you believe is going to be based on mindset, or what percentage of success that people have in general is based on mindset. Okay. Now, with that in mind, I had you write down what is your numeric goal? How much money do you want to make per month? Okay. You write a monthly number of what you want to see coming into your account every single month. Okay. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Don't forget about the how. The how is not important. What do you want? That's all I'm asking. And then right next to that, I asked you to put down, you put down how much you're making. Now I want you to put down, how much you want. Now what I want to do is put down the actual. Okay. This is not an exercise for anybody else. I'm not going to ask you what your answers are. This is for you. Not even for me. I don't even want you to tell me what it is, because it's not. This is an exercise for you. So if you put down, you want to make 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 20,000, whatever your number is, that's what you put down. That's what you want to make a month. Now, let me ask you this. How much are you making per month right now? Put that number down. How much you actually. Now let's look at this for a minute. And then I'm going to go to I see some comments here that look pretty good. So I'm going to go to those in a minute. So let's look at this. So you put down, let's look at the amount that you say you want, and then let's deduct the amount that you actually have. Okay. So the way that would look is, if you say you want 10,000 a month, but right now you're making 3,000 a month, the difference is $7,000 a month. Okay. That means you're making $7,000 less than you should be making. Okay. Now, with that in mind, I want you to keep these papers for a while, because this is going to really help you for the rest of your life, the information I'm putting down right here. So, and this is something the Holy Spirit gave me this week. Josie was in a 2-day class. I was in a 2-day class. Then Josie was in a 2-day class. So I had all this time to have mental clarity and focus. And these are the notes that I took. Look at here. Let me just show you this. So this is what I've been working on just in the last 3 days, guys. I started this on Monday. This is all the stuff I've been working on. Okay. And the Holy Spirit just start laying stuff down on me. So we talked about so there's a number that you put down that is the numeric number of what you want to make each month. And then there's a number of what you're actually making. You deduct that. Now here's where the exercise comes in. Okay. What percentage of your success did you say is mindset? Okay. Now let me give you an example. Let's say that your goal was $10,000. Okay. And you said that 90% of your success is based on mindset. Okay, so if your answer was that 90% of your success is mindset, then what I want you to do is take the percentage that you believe mindset is, and times that by the amount that you should be making. Not that you are making, but the amount that you should be making. So the way that would look is, if you said, hey, I think mindset should be 90%, it's probably going to be 90% of my success, and I want to make $10,000 a month, then that means $9,000 a month that you make is going to be based strictly on your mindset. Let me say it one more time, because I want to make sure I got a little math going here. So I want to make sure all of you guys are tracking with me. Once again, thanks for jumping back on, guys. We're on. I've never had this happen before. We've done all of our stuff for the last several months here on this platform, and it's crashed twice today. So hopefully that it's just a temporary instability. So just real quick, one last time, you wrote down what percentage of your success will be based on mindset. We talked about that. You wrote down whatever that number is, okay? Then you wrote down also what number you want to be making every single month. So if that number is $10,000 a month and 90% of that is going to be mindset, then you take the percentage of mindset success and you times it by the amount you want. So that in our example would be 90%, $10,000, which would be what? $9,000. Okay. Then what you got to do is deduct the amount that you're actually making from that number. This, whatever the equals is after that, that's going to tell you how much money you're losing every month by not having the proper mindset. Okay. How much money you're losing every single month by not having the proper mindset. I'm telling you guys, not having the right mindset is very expensive. People tell me all the time, man, coaching is expensive. You know, I charge $2,500 a month for coaching. People are like, man, that's real expensive. I tell you what's really expensive is not having the right mindset for success. That costs you a lot of money. Trial and error is not the right way to learn. You just don't want to learn that way. And so that's an exercise that I want you guys to play around with, keep doing. There's one more thing I want to share with you, and then we're going to get into some of the meat of our training. And I know I've lost some of you guys because I could see that about half of you guys have logged back here since it crashed twice. But we'll get this video, the video spliced up and over to you guys and working well. So, well, the avatar training, I tell you what, I'm going to save the avatar training for another day because this is really, really good training. I'm just geeking out because I went to this whole training thing where I found my new coach that I'm paying $25,000 a year to learn new things that I can bring back to you guys. Now, I've been paying $25,000 a year for coaching for the last 5 years, I guess, or 4 or 5 years. So the level of coaching that I'm bringing to you guys is a completely different level of coaching than most people are accustomed to paying for. I tell you, I learn everything, and then I bring it right back here to my tribe. So if you have any comments or questions for me, you can definitely add them in the chat there. I'm thankful that about half of you guys have joined back up the third time. 3 times the charm. Hopefully this thing will not just sporadically decide to end again. But I want to get into our training with Triple My Listings because it's real important. You guys have been asking me, hey, for me to explain these tactics to you. So that's what I've been wanting to do and doing. This is actually number 8 in the series, where we're just unpacking this whole concept of what you're going to be doing in your lead generation bunker every single day from 9 to 11. Okay, it's a 2x4. If you got your books with you, boys and girls, we're going to be studying on page 54. Now, this idea is one that I'm not going to spend a lot of time unpacking because my buddies at Group 4610 actually had a guy on, I think his name is Josh, and he spent 2 hours sharing these strategies that I'm just going to give you the idea behind the strategy, but he spent 2 hours unpacking this. So I'll try to find those videos and link up, or Patty Lynn will find those and link you videos because the idea number 9 is what we're talking about, is to create an area Facebook community, a group, and a YouTube channel. What does that mean? That means that you're creating an area Facebook community group okay, around a subdivision, around an area of town. You think about it as geographic in nature. Now, you could do this theoretically around a topic, okay? For example, Sam Silver does Homes for Heroes. So he could do one maybe around veterans, okay, in the local area. He could do a Facebook page around that. He could do one around, I guess veterans would be the whole concept around that one. Veterans within like Santa Clarita Veterans Group or whatever. He could do something like that. So, but you want to think about it as because you guys are working in a business that has locale real estate, then you want to do it geographically. So you can do it topically, or you could do it as one for example, a subdivision. So a subdivision would be like Lakeside Hills, for example, could be a subdivision, and you could create the Facebook group for Lakeside Hills. Okay, so that's what that would look like. I'm just wondering. I'm just thinking maybe this thing is crashing because there's so many of us that are logging on. I don't know why that would be the case, but maybe that is the case. We'll see. Hopefully this platform, we'll try it for a couple more times, a couple more weeks, and if it's unstable, we'll have to maybe switch back to Zoom. We'll see. So the idea is to create an area Facebook community and a YouTube channel. Okay, now I know Sam Silver has already done several of these. Okay, so he's already going down that track. And why do you have a YouTube channel that couples with it? Okay, well, the reason why you want to do a YouTube channel with your area Facebook, and those of you just joining me, we're on page 54 of Triple My Listings. Okay, and we're at idea number 9, which is to create an area Facebook community group and YouTube channel. Like I said, Group 4610 had a gentleman on who did 2 hours of training on how to set up, how to optimize your Facebook, how to optimize Facebook ads, optimizing your Facebook account, and also creating communities and groups and things like that. So I'm not going to get into the how of how to do that because we have lots of training on that already. I just want to throw out the idea that you need to do this. This is something that you should consider doing, at least. It's one of the ideas that I think is very profitable. And why do you want to couple it with a YouTube channel? Because you want to be that man about town or that woman about town that is doing video. I had one of you guys that I asked to send me a video this week, and you were like, I don't like doing video. And I'm like, I can doing video. You think I like doing video? Look, we're live, guys. We just crashed twice on a Facebook platform. Okay. And here it is. I'm live and doing this. And now when you do video, one of the best things about doing video is editing. Editing. Okay. I'm not asking you guys to go out and do a whole bunch of live video, although if you do, it'd probably make your life easier because actually doing live is easier than editing because editing is time consuming. Okay, unless you have somebody to do that for you. But the thing is, you have to begin getting good on video. Okay. Here's a question I want you to think about. How long are you going to avoid being seen? People want to see you. How long are you going to avoid? How long are you going to continue hiding? Okay, I remember one of my favorite. I'm big into advertising and big into old school. Just the whole psychology of it, branding, advertising, marketing, huge, and probably half my library consists of volumes of that material. And one of my favorite quotes was, "Not advertising is like hiding from your customers." Okay. And let me say it another way. Not doing video is like hiding from your potential clients. It's like hiding from your prospects. It's like hiding from your leads. It's like hiding from those that potentially would want to do business with you. If you're not doing video, you're hiding from those people. Okay, that's what you're doing. And so my question is, how long are you going to continue to hide and not do video? I remember one time I was in a class, and this was not even that long ago. Maybe it was in 2011 or 12, maybe. And the guy was teaching a class, and it was all about video. In his particular segment was all about video. And he looked out in the audience, he saw me. This is a local class, all the agents in town know who I am. And so he looked out, or at that time they did, and he looked out and he said, "Knolly Williams." He said, "Man, I can't believe you don't do video." He said, I don't see any of your videos. I mean, he called me out right there in the middle of class. He said, "Man, you're not even on YouTube." And I felt about that small, right? Because he's just calling me out. And that was the truth, because I didn't like doing video. And he said, "Man, I bet you if you start doing video, everybody would want to watch you on video, man." Because back then I didn't do video. Now y'all see me, I do video. You think I've always done video. Man, I never liked to do video. I would actually make excuses of why video would work. And I used to argue with a guy about the fact that video wasn't going to be around. Like, man, that's just a phase. That's what they used to say about rap music. When I started listening to rap back in 1983. Golly, I'm telling you, don't hate on me now. Back in 1983, I started listening to Run DMC. 2 years ago, a friend of mine asked me to say some MC rhyme, so I said this rhyme I'm about to say. The rhyme was deaf, and so it went this way. What can I say, guys? I'm a product of the old school era. That's just how it goes. So back in 1983, I remember people was like, "Man, this stuff ain't never gonna take off." In 1983, they said rap would never last. And so I said the same thing about video. I was like, man, people aren't going to YouTube and all that's not going to be, But eventually I had to stop hiding, guys. It took me years to stop, even after the guy called me out. And you know what happened? This is God's honest truth. You couldn't make this stuff up if you tried to. We were in class, and we had to throw in the same class where the guy called me out, and we had to throw our business cards into a bucket. And they were doing a drawing for a free video camera. Right? Because the guy was like, "Man, y'all got to start doing video." And nobody was in the audience was really doing video. And you know who won the video camera? Yep, I won a video camera, right? So first the guy called me out and said what a punk I was for not doing video. And then I turned around and win the video camera. So what's the universe trying to tell me? Now, it still took 2 or 3 years before I started doing videos. It's crazy, guys. So that's why when I get after you guys and start shaking my head, I've been there. I know why you guys aren't doing the work. Golly, y'all brought up some crazy memories. Anyway, you never know where these calls are going to go. That might be one of the reasons they keep crashing, because the universe knew this was going to be a crazy one here. So you have to set up, or my recommendation is, you should set up an area Facebook community for different communities. If you want to hit multiple subdivisions, why not have multiple Facebook groups? And you're the admin of those groups, or you have somebody on your team, or you have a neighborhood teenager that admins that group. Okay, and then you want to back that with you want to stripe that or connect that with a YouTube channel. What I mean is, you need to have your video camera with you all the time, which is your phone, your iPhone, your Android. That's your video camera. And be out about town, shooting video. Now, my recommendation when you're first getting started, just shoot video that you never intend for anyone to see, so that you start to get good at it. You just start doing video that you never intend to post, and then eventually you start posting them. Eventually you realize that nobody cares. The worse your video is, the more views it'll get anyway. By the way, production quality is a myth. People think that they have to have high production quality, but all the polls are in, and people are more apt to watch your video if it's not high quality than if it is high quality. Why is that? I mean, the advertisers and the marketing and brand people have been wondering, and the reality is it's obvious. If you see a slick, polished video, what do you think it is? Yeah, an advertisement, right? But if you see a video of a guy like me, like what I'm doing right now, and sometimes I'll post these just for curiosity's sake to get people curious about Mentorship Masters. But you see a video like this and you're like, man, that's just a dude just like me sitting behind a webcam on his Mac, running his mouth. I could do that, you know? And so it basically, you start to watch it because it's something, you know, it feels more real. It's more reality. It's more believable, okay? And so don't go for high quality. Now, the one thing you do want to do with video is make sure you have good audio, okay? Good audio. So with video, the number one thing with video, my video coach taught me, I hired a video coach, you know, to coach me to do video. Now in the Mentorship Masters portal, this is when I first got started. I don't have a video coach anymore, but when I first got started, I did. His name is James Wedmore, James James Wedmore, Wedmore, and I put a bunch of his videos in the Mentorship Masters portal. So all you guys have to do is go to the portal. There's a whole section on doing video, and I have a lot of videos there that will teach you how to get involved with doing video. So that's the whole thing I want you to remind you of with that, is because eventually, quickly, soon, I want you to start doing Facebook Lives and videos, you know, that you edit for things like neighborhood restaurants, owners and managers, local banks and credit unions, government officials. Imagine if you interview the mayor of your town, or even somebody, maybe not even the mayor. You go several layers down and interview those people, and then they introduce you to the people above them, to where you eventually get introduced to the mayor. And all you got to do is say, hey, I run the Santa Clarita such and such page, or I run this post, or I run this vlog, or I've got this podcast, or whatever. People want to be on that. I was on 2 podcasts last week myself as a guest. Nobody's ever going to ask how many viewers you have. I mean, they just don't. The podcast I was on, I don't know if he has 1,000 viewers or 10. Doesn't matter. He wants me to be on this podcast. I'm on it. Yeah. Hospital, emergency clinics, large employers in the area. You can start doing videos on them. Service providers. Just imagine if you went out there with your phone and just start videoing local restaurant owners, banks, government officials, hospitals, large employers, service providers, and so on. And then you put that stuff on YouTube, and there's a free app called TubeBuddy, T-U-B-E Buddy, TubeBuddy, that you can plug into your YouTube channel, your YouTube account. And then you start posting these videos, and and TubeBuddy will help you to put the right keywords so it's SEO friendly. I had one buddy, a friend of mine, that he interviewed a local hospital that was just coming in. They were just starting. He interviewed some of the doctors there and so on. And he posted this video while they weren't even complete with construction of the hospital. So it turned out that when people would go to YouTube, they would and look up this, or they would look up on the internet about this new hospital, his video would come up first. And so people were like, man, this guy, he's the local realtor. So guess what happened, guys? This guy's honest truth. All the doctors, the surgeons and nurses, but mainly the surgeons and doctors and executives in town, it's right here in Texas. It's in an area of Austin called Round Rock. All the people that were moving into town to get jobs at that hospital were watching his video about the hospital. And then they were like, man, this guy's a realtor. I can't even tell you how many homes he sold to doctors, physicians, and executives of that hospital. And then one doctor would sell them a home, $600,000, $700,000, whatever the number was. And then they would say to me, well, I got 3 other doctors that I know of that are coming in 2 months. And then he would get all those clients. He made hundreds of thousands of dollars from one YouTube video that he put up, okay? So just imagine you interview, like, for example, we got a new donut shop in town, which I don't go to anymore because y'all know I'm eating crazy now. I'm eating, watermelon juice or drinking. But I used to eat donuts, pizza, all that kind of stuff, hamburgers. And I would just go interview. If you're into that, go interview those places. There's a place that came into town called Voodoo Donuts. I mean, some of y'all know about it because it's been on Food Network and that. But they came to Austin, Seattle-based, and it's called Voodoo Donuts. So what they do is they make these donuts, and they throw Captain Crunch on them. They throw Reese's peanut butter cups, Snickers. It's just god-awful sinful donuts, right? So just imagine you interview the owner of that place or even one of the managers, and people are looking up Voodoo Donuts. People look up restaurants all the time, and your video keeps popping up. And it's like, hey, guys, I'm Sabu. You guys know me as the local realtor here in town. And as the best realtor in the area, I make it my job to know about every other area, every other business and every area and every establishment. And today we're going to check out such and such donuts. Okay. Make it fun, guys. This is the kind of thing that I'm teaching you to do. And if you do it, you're going to thank me later because it's going to put money in your bank account. Here's some interview examples that I give on page 55. Like if you're interview a local landscaper in the spring with questions like, hey, when's the best time to fertilize your lawn? When's the best time to begin planting spring annuals? When's the best time to plant a tree? That's a trick question, right? By the way, when is the best time to plant a tree? You guys should know the answer to that. The best time to plant a tree is 30 years ago. That's the best time. The second best time to plant a tree is today, right? That's why I want you to start with video. You should have started a year ago or 2 or 3, but since you didn't, today's just as good as any. Start doing video. So let's say I had a guy, like my yard guy just came and cut my grass. You know what my wife said? My wife was like, why is he still cutting the grass? Because we know that we have St. Augustine grass goes dormant at this time of year. So we're like, okay, so when should she was like, that has to be the last cut of the season. So that would be a good video. Hey, let's talk about when should you have the last cut of the season? Or when should you cut back on your sprinkler, sprinkling your lawn? Now imagine if I made a video like that and shared it with all my neighbors, because they have the same questions around that. Why shouldn't a local realtor have those answers? Now it's not that I have the answers. I'm gonna go interview my lawn guy. And I might even make him a sponsor of the video. Say, hey, guy, if you want to sponsor the video, that's $250. $250, yeah, $250. And you're going to be the guy on the video that you sponsored this episode. Ooh, I just thought of that. That's good. Man, we're coming up with some good stuff today, guys. You have them sponsor the episode. That covers all your equipment if you want to hire an editor. Now, that's a good one. I like that one. Ooh, see how the Holy Spirit just drops stuff on it when we come together like this? It's crazy. So I like that one. Even if you only had him sponsor for $99, that's $99 more dollars than what you had. You go out and do a video every day, you're making $100 a day that you can put toward your YouTube channel, toward your Facebook ads and everything else you're doing. In fact, if you did a video every day for 20 days a month, or you would just go out and do 4 or 5 videos a day in one day. So for example, you're doing this is good stuff. You're doing a 2x4. That means you're spending 2 hours a day, Monday through Thursday. What if one day a week, those 2 hours, you just went out and interviewed different places, okay? And let's say you were able to do, the interviews are only long, about 5 minutes, guys. Nobody cares about their life history. It's just a quick video, quick, okay? And then it's 5-6 minutes. And you went into a shopping center like the one we have across the street that has like 400 establishments. And you just go in unannounced and just say, hey, I'm such and such. Everybody knows me. Oh, you don't know me? I'm the local realtor here in town, I'm the realtor. I like saying that. I'm Austin's realtor, or I'm Seattle's realtor, So that's the kind of thing that you want to be saying to people. you know, and the kind of conversations or the kind of communication you want to start hearing coming out of your mouth is saying, hey, I'm such and such, I'm the local realtor, and I want to interview your restaurant. Now, if it's not good timing, guess what? You put them on your schedule. You say, oh, today's Thursday, would next Tuesday be better? Yeah, that's when the owner's going to be here. Okay, well, I'll come by at Tuesday at 9 o'clock or Tuesday at 10, whatever. And if you set up 3 or 4 of these a day, okay, and if you had sponsors, you say, hey, by the way, we have sponsorship opportunities, and you collected $100 per, that's $400 or $500 a week that you could collect, and you could pay that toward a person on your staff that did your marketing, or for whatever else you want to use it for. The second thing is you could interview a local gym owner. These are just ideas, guys. You could do it. There's 1,000 variations of this. You can interview a local gym owner about the best exercises for folks who work in an office environment, okay? Or just ask questions about the facility and what they have to offer the local community. That's an idea. Another idea is you can interview a local health organization and find out what services are available to the local community. Maybe they have free, testing, or free blood tests, or free mammogram, free screenings, and something like that. You can interview a new restaurant or your favorite area boutique shops. These are just examples of the kinds of things, but trust me, you could literally put up every single day, you could be putting up a video. The way I schedule mine is I do batches of videos, so you could go out and shoot like 4 or 5 videos. You give those, to your video editor, and then the video editor will release those out to YouTube, one per day, right? Not hard to get started with this. I started following a guy by the name of Ping Jun, Pengjoon, Ping Jun, who also charges, I think he charges like $30,000 to coach. If you coach with him directly, $30,000 a year. But you can find a lot of his stuff on YouTube, and he gives a lot of great concepts and ideas. I feel like I want to keep going, and I'm gonna do maybe one more, and that is going to be found on page 56. Then I'm going to get to your questions, and then we're going to conclude. I want you guys to start hosting a neighborhood event as your open house. Okay. So we've already moved on from the whole, you guys get the whole idea of having an area community, Facebook community, and a YouTube channel. Now we're talking about in that same area where you become the mayor, okay? Remember, we talked about you guys becoming the mayor of your area. That was concept idea number 8. And we're expanding on that whole theme. So now when you do an open house, instead of you doing an open house, you're going to do an event. Now that might be like a local Chinese restaurant coming and sampling. You're not paying for catering. You're like, look, I'm doing an event in this neighborhood. It's an event, not an open house. It's an event. We're doing a happy hour. We're doing a wine tasting. We're doing a barbecue in this neighborhood. We're going to invite all the neighbors to the event, not open house, to the event. And we want to know if you want to be represented at the event, because you're only, half a mile. Your Chinese restaurant is only a half a mile away. And by the way, you could be there giving out free samples and buy one, get one free coupons. Oh yeah, I want to be at that event. So then you have about 2 or 3 sponsors, okay? And that could be a local winery. If you've got like a local brewery, it could be, if you're doing a happy hour, if you could do a local Chinese restaurant, or even a fitness center, anybody like that. A local ER clinic could come out and give like free screenings. Hey guys, we're going to have free for the neighborhood. These are health screenings where they're going to do this, and that, whatever things that they can do outside of their facility. And then you have them at the house that you have for sale. So all you're doing, the whole idea, the whole concept is, instead of thinking of doing an open house, you're now having community events that happen to be hosted at the house you have for sale. Woo, I tell you, that's money. That's money right there. That's idea number 10. And I'm going to do one more idea, because this is an easy one. And this is idea number 11. That's to mail, I might do two more, to mail to every home in your farm. Now, remember, you can use every door direct mail. This is on page 58. EDDM, every door direct mail. You can use that to mail to every single house in a particular subdivision. So, for example, if you want to tackle an area that has 1,000 houses, what's it going to cost you through EDDM? Well, it's 20 cents per house. That means it's going to cost you $200. You're going to have the printing done at gotprint.com. Now, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere, but Gotprint has really good prices. GOTPRINT.com, gotprint.com. I've been using them for a decade at least, longer than that actually. They have really, really, really good prices, real good quality, fast turnaround time. So they could do that. They could do the 1,000 cards for $50, probably less than that. So you're out $250. Now you have 4 trades: a handyman, a carpet cleaning company, a yard service, and one other, maybe a roofer, depending on the time of year. You have one other, a painter, whatever, and you charge each of them $75 to tag along with you on the postcard to 1,000 houses. What does it cost for you to send to those 1,000 houses? Remember, you collected 75 times 3. That's $300. You spent $250. You made $50. Marketing to 1,000 homes, you made money. Didn't cost you a dime. Now, what are you going to spend that $50 on? Maybe getting a local teenager to help do the EDDM for you, or bundle it up, put it together, or whatever. There's not really much to do in every door direct mail because it's U.S. Postal Service makes it very easy. So look that up, EDDM, and who are the best partners and trades that you should partner with. And I've got a list of a bunch of them. I think there's 30-something trades here, just in case you're short on ideas of who you should be partnering with in your local area for doing that. So all these ideas that I'm sharing with you guys don't cost you a dime. No money at all, okay? Now, the last one I'm going to share, and I'm going to do this real quickly because you've already seen my example of it, is idea number 12 on page 61, and that is to create a pre-listing video of your virtual listing presentation. This is so important. We already talked about the importance of video. Now we're talking about you creating your own pre-listing video. You can go and look at mine. Mine is a bit intimidating for those that have never done one because they think they've got to reach my standard. I set a high bar because mine is like ultra professional. But my idea was, and this is the way I want you to start thinking. Remember, we talked about the whole concept that we have to elevate the way we think. Okay, so my concept was this: if you have a pre-listing video, that is going to help you take so many more listings. It's just unbelievable how much more business you can get from having that. So why wouldn't I? Now, this is how I think to myself. Why wouldn't I spend about what it would cost me to take one listing on doing a video? It's just like the logic I use with people that want to coach with me, okay? Back when my coaching was only $1,000 a month, I would tell them, okay, what's the average sale price? They say about 300,000, whatever area it was. I say, okay, well, what commission are you going to earn on that? They say, well, we'll probably make about 9,000 on that. Okay, so wouldn't it make sense to invest with me, since I'm going to take you from 40 deals a year to 100, okay? You're going to get 60 more deals because I'm going to show you all the shortcuts, how to get it, how to do it. Wouldn't it make sense to take your first couple of deals, that you get after coaching with me and just invest those into my coaching? Because all the rest of them are gravy. In other words, if I gave you $5, put it $5 in your hand, would it be okay for you to pay me? I'm helping you to make money. So what you got to do is think about this pre-listing video. I usually recommend you hire a professional. In Austin, I go to Austin Pro Video. That's who I use. In your city, there's some videographer out there, but I'm telling you, something like this might cost you, it might cost you $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000 to do this. But what do you make? What commissions are you making on a listing? Now, why is this important? Remember, we talked about that back in the old days. It's still this way, by the way. It's all psychology. Back in the old days, when the guy, the guy was home with his wife. He was working. Talk about old westerns. And Josie and I used to watch some old westerns. Well, I admit it. We used to watch some old westerns. And one of the recurring themes we'd see is you'd see 2 or 3 cowboys way off in the distance riding into the ranch or riding onto your property, okay? And then you're out there doing something and you see 3 strangers on horses and they look a little, you don't know how they look. It's just 3 strangers. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're in a Western now, right? You're going to go get your shotgun. First thing you're going to do. It's just, you don't even think about it. Now, you're not going to point the gun at them, but you're going to have it on the ready. You might have it strapped on like that. You're doing your thing. You're letting them know, hey, we what's up? Now, the question that they would always ask is friend or foe? Friend or foe, okay? Now, this is the same thing that people do when they meet you. What they're trying to do is they're trying to figure out, this is important, pay attention here. They're trying to figure out, is Knolly Williams a friend or foe? Is Robert a friend or is he a foe? Is Mina a friend or foe? They don't know. They don't know. They might have seen your picture on a business card. Maybe they saw it on a billboard, a sign, a magazine ad, on a Facebook ad. Maybe they saw but once they see video of you, they feel like they've already met you. It's just something about it. It's just the way it is. People see me on YouTube. When I meet them in person, they're all giddy. They want to take photos with me. Like, for example, I get a kick out of it. It's funny. But like we were at EXPCon. I'm teaching a class, okay? And they're having to remind me, now your class is about to begin. Why? Because people were lined up to take photos with me. They never met me in their life, but they watch my videos, okay? So they see me on YouTube, so they felt like they knew me. So when I went in, it's like, oh, that's Knolly. What's up, Knolly? What's up, hey? Never met him in my life. Okay, never had ever met these people. Now, if all they had ever seen was a business card of mine, I would not have gotten that reaction. Nobody wants to take pictures of you with you because they saw you on a business card. Who cares? But when they see you on YouTube, they want to take pictures with you. So this is the whole thing. When your prospects see a video of you explaining the whole process of what you do to sell homes, it's a 5-minute video, 6-minute video. Mine's 10 minutes because y'all know how chatty I am. But it should be about 5-7 minutes, something like that. And they watch that video, they're going to start liking you. They're going to start liking you. And when they meet you again, they already know you. And so you're really not going to have to do any work. You're just going to go and just like hanging out with friends. Like, hey, what's up? Hey, give me a glass of water. Hey. You're just there like you run the place. That's a big secret, guys. A lot of people don't know that I want you guys to be aware of. I'm aware of the time. I know we've been a little bit lengthy. We suffered a couple of crashes, so that got us off track. Plus, I was late to begin with to the class. So I'm going to look at any comments that you guys have, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Any of you guys that have anything important to go to, you can skedaddle. It's been fun hanging with you, but I want to get to these comments. Let me see. Yeah. So when we were talking about all the techie stuff, Sabu just called out Mina. He was like, "We got Mina Slaughter." Yeah, Mina's the tech in the group. She doesn't want to act like she's techie, but she knows her stuff. And by the way, Mina, when it gets a little bit too crazy, you just come see Uncle Knolly. We're going to put a program together. Maybe it's going to be about $247, and you get the idea. We'll put something together. Okay, the masters, we take care of the masters, but a techie's guide to real property versus renting. Ooh, I like that one. That's Robert Graham. Christy says I keep breaking up. Hopefully you guys got the gist of what I was saying. I didn't catch that, Christy. There might just be something with my connection. Sabu's not too good at rapping. Let me see. Sabu found classes on creating and editing video at the local library. That's great. It's out there, guys. Pamela Hewley has said she's done restaurant videos. That's great. Hospitals, yeah. Wow. She said never thought of that. Yeah, why not? I mean, so many people are going to hospitals. Look, why do you think that there's these little ER 24-hour clinics? You start seeing them popping up you've been seeing them, haven't you? Those 24-hour clinics, they're everywhere. There's something going on. This country is not in a good state health-wise. Yeah, Pamela, it's called Voodoo Donuts. Sorry, I'm getting back to these comments kind of late. Sabu says he sent a video, and from that I should know why he shies away from him. I like your video, Sabu. You know, everybody, I want you to tell you, I want to tell you, do you. You don't have to do nobody else, but do you. That's all that's important. How do you determine the cost? 99% of my videos cost free because I don't really, I mean, even now, if I was to do a video that was going to be a pre-listing video, I would do it the way I do. I use my iPhone. Okay. But back in the day, I was afraid to do that and I wanted to go quality and I did it that way. But a good price would be anywhere from $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for a really, really good video. Charles is asking, can you have EDDM mail to only houses, not businesses? Yes, you can. Not apartments. Yes. So whenever you go, just look up EDDM. You'll Google it. You'll create an account, and then you can tell it that you don't want commercial addresses and you don't want apartments. So that's a good question. Robert gave us a really good link: 7 forces that affect your business. Thank you so much for that. It's a Tony Robbins resource. So thank you for that. I like to use pre-listing video question. Do we have it put on DVD disc or add it to our pre-listing package? If you put it on a DVD disc, they're probably not going to play it. So I have mine that looks like a DVD just for reference purposes, but I would make mine just digital. Okay. And then you give them a link. You can create just like on your business card. Let's say you have your business card there, right there on the back of it, you can put like a QR code to the video itself, or better yet, I mean, you just send them a link to the video. What I like to do is I like to text the prospect a link to my video before I meet with them. So if I already know that I'm going to be meeting with that person, then I have them watch the video before we meet. Same thing as if I'm going to be attracting someone to Mentorship Masters, I make sure they watch a certain video before we have a conversation. So it's the same idea. Judy missed most of it because what we're going to do is we're going to take this, Judy, and we're going to combine it into one video because it kept crashing. Sorry about that. So you guys can go back and watch it. What is the greatest resource for web page design? I need help. This is Robert Graham. So for web design, I found it, and by the way, go to knolly.com/tools. I'll put it down here in the comments. I just sent you that URL, knolly.com/tools. And if you go there, that will share with you the best tools that I use that I recommend for web design. I use ClickFunnels for all of my web pages, but it is a little bit of a learning curve. There's a site called Weebly, Weebley, I believe, or Y, Weebly. Google it, you'll find it. And I used to build all my websites there on Weebly. It's drag and drop, okay? And there's a few others. There's Wix, W-I-X is another website builder, online website builder. And then if you really don't want to mess with it at all, you can find somebody local, or you can go to Fiverr, Fiverr. Let me write that in. Fiverr.com. And at Fiverr.com, you can find freelancers that will do work for you from anywhere from $5 on up. Okay. Don't try to learn things that you're not good at. If you suck at it, then hire somebody. What is the best way to approach a video in a hospital? And I wish we had a class where you guys could interact, because I feel like many of you could probably help me answer that question. If it were me, what I would do, and I've actually never interviewed a hospital, but if I'm in a different space than you guys are at right now. I'm more in the trajectory of teaching, coaching, training, but it all begins with a phone call or a visit. So you visit the place or you call them, and your script is very simple. Look, I run the I have the Win Song. Back when we had a magazine, I used to have a magazine. You would have one like the Win Song Times. Hey, I'm the editor of the Win Song Times. Or you could say something like, I'm a reporter, and I'm Austin's realtor. I'm such and such realtor, this area. I'm the Colorado Springs realtor, and I run one of the Win Song. I'm in charge of so many communities. I have 3 big communities with over 5,000 residents that are within half a mile of your location. You see how all this plays into each other? You see, because they're going to see you as a person of importance. Hey guys, I run 2 Facebook community groups with which actually has 1,500 people that live within half a mile of your clinic. And that's the reason why a lot of my people have been asking about your clinic specifically, and they've been asking what services you guys provide. Who would be crazy enough to walk into an ER clinic unless they're hurt? Well, those people don't want people coming in there when they're hurt. They want people to know about them before they get hurt. But nobody's going to go walk into an ER clinic unless they need to be there. I mean, I don't want to walk into one. So you see the dilemma, Miss Administrator. We want more people to know about your clinic, but you're not really out in the community promoting it, and people are asking questions. So they sent me. That's the reason I'm here, because I've had several questions about this, and I need to interview somebody about the services he's providing to the 1,500 people that I work with. You see, now this is the reason why everything that I'm teaching you builds on itself. If you already have a farm with 1,000 houses, or you already have a Facebook community page and group, you already have a YouTube channel, you go in, you say that kind of stuff, and they're falling over backward. They have an interview with you. Okay. So it's basically you go in, you establish credibility, you let them know why you want to do the interview. You don't even have to tell them that. Like, somebody calls me, they're like, hey man, we want to interview for our show. I'm not like, well, why y'all want to interview me? I'm like, yeah, let's go. What time? When we're going to do it? So don't put too much thought in it. Remember, perfection is the enemy of progress. Winston Churchill said that. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Some of you guys want to analyze stuff until you don't do anything. We call that analysis paralysis. Just get it done. Just do it. Just call them up and say, hey, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I got a video camera and I want to come video you. And they ask a question, you just answer it. Don't overthink it. Okay, just make it very simple. Let me see. Somebody says, yeah, you can find professionals out there. Robert Graham is saying he connected with an EXP agent who has a really nice site with multiple layers for around $239. You guys are getting too caught up on website. Nobody cares that you have a website. They do not care. Okay. Oh, I'm going to go spend go out there and recruit some people, bring them in, then build a website. We call that getting ready to get ready. Okay. You don't need a website. You got all the tools that you need to succeed at attraction already. Now, if you've already, like I've already brought in, over 40 people. So now I can say, hey, let me go spend money on a new camera. Or let me go get this new website, or that, you guys are overthinking it. Just get it. Just you already have the tools that you need to succeed. Now, you don't need a website because I just told you you're going to have a Facebook community page. Okay. And the Facebook community page is all you need to send people to. Okay. Let me write this down. Leverage existing platforms. Okay. We're way over time. Leverage existing platforms. People don't want to go to all these new websites and new this and new that. They don't want to do that. They want to go to something very